Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. Today is going to be a knitting stitch tutorial, and we are going to do the herringbone fabric stitch. So the herringbone, and it's a beautiful stitch. It is only one-sided as far as the raised edge, but on the back side is just as beautiful, in my opinion. You just don't get the raised texture edge like you do on this side. But it still has that herringbone look. Just like that. So I think it is a beautiful stitch. It is not complicated. However, there are 20 rows you have to repeat. Your multiples for this stitch are 6. So for this particular swatch, I cast on a total of 24 stitches, giving me 4 repeats of multiples of 6. And then this swatch is 2 repeats of the 20 rows. So if you would like to work up a swatch, that's the size I have in front of you. And if you would like to incorporate this into a pattern that you are already working on, once again, you will need to make sure that you have multiples of 6 for the pattern to work up. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with row 1. Now for row 1, we're just going to simply knit 3, slip 3 with the yarn in front. Now I'm going to go through this pretty slow, showing you how to slip these stitches. So we're going to knit 3, 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to bring our yarn to the front and slip those next 3 stitches. As if to purl, just slip them off. And I put stitch markers on just so that way I could keep track of how many repeats I had. Now we're going to take our yarn to the back again and knit 3 and just repeat all the way to the end. 1, 2, 3, yarn to the front, slip 3, and I'm going to slip my stitch marker. I'm a little fumbly this morning. There we go. Slip the stitch marker, knit 3. Again, we're just going to repeat. Bring the yarn to the front, slip 3. Mind you, I am a continental knitter, so it might look a little different to you. Knit 3. And then slip our last 3. Now when you turn your work over, we're going to bring our yarn around to the front side under our needle. Now we're going to purl that first stitch for row 2. Take our yarn to the back, slip the next 3, and bring our yarn back to the front and purl the next 3. We're going to work this over to the last 2 stitches of the row. To the back, slip 3, to the front and purl 3. It's 1, 2, and 3. Slip 3 and purl 3. Slip 3, and we have 2 stitches left. We're going to purl each of those 2 stitches. Now turn your work over for row 3. For row 3, we're going to knit our first stitch. Yarn to the front and begin your repeat. Slip 3, yarn to the back, knit 3. Yarn to the front, slip 3, yarn to the back, knit 3. Yarn to the front, slip 3, and knit 3. The biggest thing that you need to remember when you're doing this is that you're leaving enough room in those slipped stitches where you are wrapping this strand around those stitches. You're leaving enough room for those stitches. You don't want it to be drawn up tight like this. So make sure that you leave plenty of slack in those slip stitches. When you come to the last 2 stitches of your row, you're simply going to knit each of those 2 stitches. Now we're moving on to row 4. Row 4, we're going to purl 3, slip 3. Bring your yarn to the front and purl 3. Yarn to the back, slip 3. Pass your stitch marker, purl 3, we're on repeat. Yarn to the back, slip 3. Yarn to the front, pass my stitch marker, and purl 3. Yarn to the back, slip 3. Pass my stitch marker, yarn to the front, and purl 3. Yarn to the back and slip your last 3. Turn your work around. Now here is where it's going to get a little bit tricky. We're going to bring our yarn to the front and we're going to slip those first 2 stitches. Bring your yarn to the back and begin your repeat. Knit 3. Yarn to the front, slip 3. Yarn to the back, knit 3. Yarn to the front, slip 3. Yarn to the back, knit 3. Yarn to the front, slip 3. Yarn to the back, knit 3. Yarn to the front, slip 1. Turn your work over. Now we're going to bring our yarn to the back. We're going to slip 2. Bring your yarn back to the front and begin your repeat. Purl 3. Yarn to the back, slip 3. Yarn to the front, purl 3. Yarn to the back, slip 3. Yarn to the front, purl 3. Yarn to the back, slip 3. yarn to the front, purl 3, yarn to the back, slip 1, turn your work over. Now we're going to repeat rows 1 through 4 and row 1 one more time. I will timestamp all of the rows down in the description box. You will repeat rows 1 through 4 and then row 1 one more time, and we will pick back up for row 12. Let's begin row 12. Row 12, we're going to move our yarn to the back, and we're going to slip our first 2 stitches. Move your yarn to the front, and now we will begin our repeat. We're going to begin with a purl 3, yarn to the back, and slip 3. We're going to work this all the way till 1 stitch remains. You will slip your last stitch with your yarn in back. I'll meet up with you at the end of the row for row 13. All right, to begin row 13, we're going to bring our yarn to the front. We're going to slip the first 2 stitches, like such. Drop our yarn back to the back, and now we're going to begin our repeats. Our repeats will go till you have 1 stitch left. All right, we knit 3, 1, 2, 3, and bring your yarn to the front, and now slip 3. Yarn to the back, and repeat. When you get to your last stitch of row 13, you are going to slip that stitch with the yarn in front. Turn your work over to begin row 14. I'll meet back up with you. All right, let's begin row 14. Row 14 is a repeat of purl 3, slip 3. And that is your repeat all the way to the end of your row for row 14. Once again, your repeat is purl 3. Take your yarn to the back and slip 3. Bring your yarn back to the front and repeat. Purl 3. And then slip 3 with your yarn to the back. For round 15, we have our yarn wrapped around those last 3 stitches. And we're going to knit the first stitch and then begin our repeat. Knit your first stitch, bring your yarn to the front, slip the next 3 stitches, drop your yarn to the back, and knit the next 3. That is your repeat until the last 2 stitches. And when you get to the last 2 stitches, you will simply knit each of those 2 stitches. I'll meet up with you for row 16. Once you've knitted your last 2 stitches, you're going to turn your work over for row 16. For row 16, we're going to begin with purling our first stitch. Then we're going to begin our repeat. We need to move our yarn to the back. We're going to slip the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Bring your yarn to the front and purl the next 3 stitches. And that is your repeat, slip 3, purl 3. And you're going to do that all the way to the last 2 stitches, and you will purl each of the last 2 stitches. Once you've purled your last 2 stitches from row 16, we're going to start row 17. Turn your work around, and here is your repeat. Knit the first 3. Bring the yarn to the front and slip the next 3. Bring your yarn to the back and repeat. Knit 3, yarn to the front, slip 3, yarn to the back. You're going to do that to the end of row 17. For row 18, you will repeat row 12. For row 19, you will repeat row 13. For row 20, you will repeat row 14. You will continue to repeat rows 1 through 20 to create your pattern. All right, so there you have it. That is a complete 3 repeat of the 1 through 20 repeating rows for your herringbone stitch. And as I said, it creates this beautiful fabric that has a raised side. And then, like I said, the back side, it's just as beautiful. It just doesn't have the raised stitches from where we wrapped around 3 at a time. All right, everyone, I hope that you have enjoyed this stitch tutorial. If you have used this in a pattern before, I would love to know what you used it for. What are your thoughts on what you might use it for? This would be a nice one for placemats or hot pads if done in a heavy cotton, such as an 80 or higher cotton. It's got a little bit of thickness to it, but it is nice. I personally would think of a really warm pullover, sweater, something of that nature because of how thick it is. So that is it for the tutorial. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.